What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. This week was a pretty milestone week for us. Our channel finally hit 10,000 subscribers, so we thought that for this week's video we would give you guys a look back at kind of where our channel started and how we got it to where it's at today. Obviously 10,000 subscribers in the grand scheme of YouTube is not monumental, but for us, knowing the journey that it's taken to get there, it's a pretty big number for us, and we're very excited about it. So we hope you guys enjoy this look back at our channel, so stay tuned. Alright, so to start this video off, we wanted to really give you guys a look back at one of our first videos that we actually talked in, that we were actually on the camera. We had videos prior to this one, but most of it was just a drive-through through the park and had music over the top of it because nobody wanted to actually talk on the camera. We were very self-conscious about being on camera, and it just felt weird. And I think anybody that's ever done a YouTube channel probably would agree it's a weird feeling at first, and sometimes still can be a weird feeling, but definitely in the beginning it's odd. But this particular video was from Silver Springs State Park in Florida. When we had our very first travel trailer, and this is kind of what things looked like when we started the channel.
Hi everybody, I'm Erica, and today we are headed to Silver Springs State Park in Ocala.
We struck out on the bears at Ocala Springs State Park, so maybe we'll get lucky and see some monkeys this time at Silver Springs.
I'm really excited to see this campground, and I can't wait to see what they have to offer. There's some glass bottom boats, which I'm pretty excited to see, and some monkeys, which I don't know too much about those, but I think I'm excited for this one.
So that was little tiny Dylan. You can see he's not so little tiny anymore. But from there, once we started actually getting a little more comfortable being on camera and filming the videos, we wanted to kind of take our channel in a direction that would do some repairs, show the repairs and the maintenance and the upkeep of the RV. I actually made a video about one of the first repairs that we did on our travel trailer, which was replacing the tires. I was very upset when I made this video because our tires were not very old at all, only a few months old, and they were already starting to separate because of the dreaded China bombs. Alright guys, China bombs. Okay, if you've been on any RV forum, any travel trailer forum, I know you've heard it, you've seen people use the term, it's all over Facebook about the China bomb tires. The tires, the tread, isn't worn bad at all. I mean, the tread's still excellent, but there's that ridge. I mean, I can feel that hump on the inside, and I know that this thing's just a ticking time bomb. So from there, we kind of had an idea of what we wanted to do with our channel. We wanted to really do campground reviews and show you guys where we were going. But at that point, it was really mostly just all done in Florida. We were taking weekend trips, and our weekend trips became very, very frequent. We were booking trips like every other weekend. We were trying to knock off every county in Florida.
Still trying to do that.
We still haven't completed that. We've got a bunch of them, but we don't have them all. It was really on a trip that we decided to take over Thanksgiving. I took some vacation time off of work, backed it up to our Thanksgiving time when work was going to be closed, and we were going to be gone for 11 days. Huge trip for us, 11 days, an 11-day vacation in the travel trailer. We went to North Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, and that was really one of the trips that really made us realize if we were going to see anything really further than that, we were going to have to do something different. And we really wanted to get out west. And that trip that we took, that 11 days of adventure, as we called it on the videos, that really kind of gave us the push that we needed to realize that traveling full-time in the RV is something that we wanted to do a lot sooner rather than later. And that's kind of where we started making our plans and getting things in order for us to be able to travel full-time and leave in March of 2020.
So we knew we wanted to go full-time, but we did not want to do that in the travel trailer.
I know that was a toy hauler travel trailer, excellent for weekend or short trips. It was awesome being able to take our golf cart with us. Florida State Parks allow the golf cart, so it was really fun having that golf cart in the state parks, and we saw a ton of wildlife, and it was a really nice thing to have on those trips to the state parks. So the fifth wheel we decided on, if you've been following our channel, you know we have a Grand Design 28BH fifth wheel. We did a little tour video of that to kind of show everybody what our new RV was, our new home. Oh my goodness, look at here. Look at here. Somebody's chilling. You chilling?
Yeah.
Yeah? You like the recliners?
Yep.
All right. So after living in our fifth wheel for a year locally in South Florida, it was time, finally, it was getting very, very close to time to hit the road. Everything was lined up. All our plans were made. We were going to go out through Texas, out into Utah and Colorado, and cut up into South Dakota, and then, as we all know, COVID happened. And in March of 2020, that's when all the shutdowns started happening. Things started closing, lockdowns, and just all of that crazy stuff happening. But that didn't deter us. We were still leaving. We were going. We changed our route. We went up through Georgia instead of out west because all of our reservations got canceled that we had. But the one place that did not close, not totally, was South Dakota, which was our ultimate destination. So we pretty much beelined it across the country to get to South Dakota as soon as we could. Dylan was pretty excited about that. He was looking forward to Custer State Park. So we finally did end up arriving in Custer State Park in April of 2020. Well, we made it. We finally made it to South Dakota, and it has been absolutely everything that we hoped it would be so far.
Custer State Park. We arrived, Dad. We arrived.
This is the view from the campsite. Hard to complain about this view right here. Dylan, getting some footage for his channel. He wants to get footage of. Got some beautiful deer right there, right out behind the campground. Just think, man. Did you get some good footage of them?
Yeah. I didn't get to see all four.
Yeah? What else do you think we're going to see here at this spot?
Oh, man, we see some bison droppings over here, man. We'll see some bison. And this is where I end up having a real bonk.
Yep, so there's the windows for Dylan's room. And there's a field.
Bison jam! Ah, he's just walking by though. Here's the guy who just tried to cross the road. Boy, there.
So we're on the way back to our campground after coming off the wildlife loop, and we spot these guys over here in this parking lot, not far from the campground.
He's 5. Maybe we'll see some bison up here. But these guys and bison are there.
Southwest on US 16 East.
How awesome is that?
There's 4 of them. That's me, mister. Oh, God. He said, you got any more cats for me?
Here, you want to hold this and give him another one?
Sure, I'll try it.
Here, give him another one. Yeah, I got enough.
No.
Back here. Hold it out the window, Dylan.
This side.
There you go.
He said, thank you.
There you go, boss. There
Mom, this guy wants more.
Out of all the places we've been, Custer was by far my favorite.
So from South Dakota, it was on to Glacier National Park in Montana.
And Glacier was actually closed. Part of Glacier was closed, but there were some areas that were starting to reopen by that time that we arrived up there. It was around June, so things were kind of starting to open back up a little bit. and the crowds were getting insanely crazy at Glacier National Park. The parking lots were jam-packed full, the trails were packed full, everybody had been in lockdown and not able to get out and do anything. That when it finally opened up, I mean, the flood of people was insane. So Erica started looking for some more out-of-the-way places, maybe less popular places for us to go visit in Montana. And what she found was Kootenai Falls Swinging Bridge over in Troy, around the Troy-Libby area in Montana. And that turned out to be one of the coolest places that we've still ever been to. So we took a trip today out to Kootenai Falls, and they have this awesome suspension bridge going across the river.
Not so awesome suspension bridge.
Dylan's not a fan, but it's awesome. All right, let's go across. Doing good, man.
What?
You're doing good.
Hey, I'm fine.
Killing it.
The company is sleeping.
See? It's not that bad, right?
Yeah, it's exactly that. Hey, Dad.
It's only about 100 yards after you come off the bridge, and you get views like this. I mean, come on, man. We have been so impressed with Montana. Absolutely love it up here. It is amazing. That place was awesome. Dylan was not a fan.
Still not.
I think for some reason, Dylan, I guess we traumatized him as a child. I don't know. I don't really feel bad because it was an awesome place to go, but the swinging bridge was not nearly as bad. Dylan, was the swinging bridge that bad?
It was horrible.
It wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible.
I guess it's all on your perspective.
I guess.
From there, we went over to Yellowstone National Park, where we had to get up at 3 a.m. to beat the crowds.
Down here this morning driving the Grand Loop Road. See a bunch of traffic on the side and big grizzly bear.
Oh, we found our bear.
Alright, so we have come down here. We're at Artist Point right now in Yellowstone. Great place to kind of get out and stretch your legs, walk. You can see the falls there in the background. Unbelievably beautiful out here this morning. Like I said earlier, we got here super early. Just spotted our first grizzly bear. Awesome. We were so excited to have a chance to see some bears while we were here, and to get the opportunity to spot that grizzly early in the morning where there weren't a ton of people out. There's probably 10 or 12 people stopped getting pictures of it and checking it out up on the side of the hill, but just an awesome experience. And then come up here at Artist Point and check out this view. Unbelievable. I mean, that's your view looking back behind us this way. You got the falls. Just a fantastic way to start the morning, and it's not even 7 o'clock yet. We're on our way out of the park actually. And what do we see up here on the side of the hill? Big boy up here.
Wow. What are you doing now? He's rooting around.
That is awesome, man. So awesome.
On our way out the park.
And this guy is way up here in the mountains. Let's pan around. This is where we see him at.
Wow. On our way out the park. Okay. Yeah, we had to slam on the brakes. Came from down there.
Man, how cool is that? So now, after seeing Yellowstone, we were excited. We were hyped to get some of this stuff on video. We were getting some excellent footage, and from there we went down to Grand Teton. Got one of the greatest pictures that you could probably ever get from Grand Teton National Park. We actually have that picture hanging up on our wall in here. So if you have a morning where you have perfect conditions, a nice clear sky, no wind, no breeze at all, you can get some beautiful reflection shots of the Tetons reflecting in the beaver ponds. And we were fortunate enough to be there just after sunrise. It was cold. It was 36 degrees when we started this hike, which was crazy, but the conditions were perfect.
In July.
And
in July.
We could not have been happier with some of the pictures that we got from this hike. The experience in Grand Teton was great. Very busy again, but another awesome place. And it was really at that point that we knew that we had to really kind of step it up. If our subscriber count on the channel wasn't really building as fast as we were hoping it would. Actually, our Yellowstone videos actually didn't do that great. Didn't have a lot of views. I don't know if they got buried because of all the other videos that are out there about Yellowstone, but I'm gonna leave a link to them, so if you guys want to check them out, you're welcome to do that. We have a whole Yellowstone playlist as well, but we knew that we really needed to step it up, get more consistent with posting our videos, start taking the channel a little more seriously since we had some stuff to post about that seemed to be interesting. And that's when we started to do on our way from Wyoming back to Florida, we decided to do a daily vlog. We were going to go 30 days. We were going to post one video a day for 30 days, even though we were traveling almost every day from spot to spot to get back to Florida. That was not easy, but that really did help. It didn't really help our subscriber count a whole lot, but what it did was help us get into the mindset of being able to find content to post about, find things to record and make videos about, and even doing it when you didn't want to do it. That just building that discipline of posting on a regular basis really did help kind of get some momentum going with the channel and actually get us toward that 1,000 subscriber mark, which we had not surpassed at that point.
So after doing all that traveling, all the way out west and all the way back to Florida, it was time for some repairs on the fifth wheel. Yeah, and again, that was really something that kind of gave our channel a little boost. If you have a fifth wheel travel trailer, any RV, things are going to break. And when you drive it all the way across the country and all the way back, things really do start to break. And so started making our videos about repairs, and realized kind of that was a good niche for us, was the repair videos, since I enjoy doing all the repairs myself. I didn't want to have to take it anywhere. I didn't want to have to call anybody to do the repairs. I felt like there's a lot of you out there that want to make those repairs yourself as well, and are looking for the same stuff I'm looking for online, which is how to do things yourself. So we kind of started transitioning the channel into doing some more of that stuff as well, and those videos have done fantastic for us.
and feel really fortunate, and it's really a good feeling when somebody leaves a comment, you know, that one of our videos helped them do a repair that maybe they didn't know that they could do, or thought it was something they couldn't do, but they watched the video and gave them the confidence to tackle the job themselves. That's an amazing feeling, and that's really something that that I'm really proud of the channel for doing. So after being back in Florida, we actually did surpass 1,000 subscribers at that point. We had the subscriber count, we had the watch hours, so we were able to get monetized at that point. It's very little monetization. It's still very little monetization, but you know, it helps with some groceries, I guess. But Dylan made a very special request of where he wanted to be for his 11th birthday. Where was that, Dylan?
I wanted to be in Custer State Park.
On his birthday.
In March, in South Dakota.
Now, as you saw, we were there in April the previous year, and we got like 5 inches of snow. So we figured we would get some snow this time. We saw there was some really bad weather coming. We knew that if we didn't get there, we were going to be stuck somewhere in between Oklahoma and South Dakota in some nasty weather. That's not really what we wanted to do. So Dylan come up with a great idea that we could do what? What do you want to do?
Drive from Oklahoma to South Dakota in one day. I believe it was 16 hours.
So on the map, it only said like 13 hours. That's a long drive. But obviously, towing the fifth wheel, that extends that time out a little more. So we made the 16-hour drive from Fort Supply, Oklahoma, all the way to Custer State Park. We got there, we got set up, and Dylan wanted to see snow on his birthday, and I think he got plenty, maybe more than he bargained for.
Alright, guys. Alright.
So there you go. This is our situation right now. Had a good amount. Like I said, it's been snowing pretty heavy all morning. Well, it's the next morning. This is what it looks like from the fifth wheel. Doesn't bother the deer. We were only supposed to get like another maybe inch or so of snow today, but instead we're going to end up with 4 to 5 inches more on top of what we had yesterday.
Yeah. So this is what you have to do if you stay in a site that is electric only in the winter when it snows in South Dakota. Off to get the water.
Hey, the water is actually still running. Yeah.
Don't worry about the jugs falling over. It was definitely an adventure, and Custer State Park, in those kind of conditions, you really do have the whole place to yourself. I mean, there is nobody there at all. So after leaving Custer State Park our second time, we decided to go south instead of north. Went south and went through Colorado, went down into New Mexico, found some, of course going through Colorado was amazing, and probably a lot less stressful than if we would have decided to go straight south down Highway 550.
Yeah, it was a view of the San Juan Mountains, and it was just absolutely beautiful. So even though we weren't going to drive the $1 Million Highway with our RV, we did want to go drive the road in our truck just to kind of check it out.
Just knowing how skinny it is, knowing there's no guardrails, you might be wondering why there's not any guardrails. Well, we did a little bit of research on that, and since that road is open year-round, they have to have somewhere to push the snow off with the plows. So if there's guardrails there, they can't clear the snow off. So there's no guardrails, they push the snow over the side. So that's why there's no guardrails on $1 Million Highway. So as you come up across Red Mountain Pass there, that section between Red Mountain Pass and Ouray is really the sketchiest of the whole trip. There's a series of switchbacks that you have to go through, and you know, if you were towing a trailer through there, you'd have to swing out very wide to get around those. So if there was a vehicle, you know, oncoming traffic, that would pose an issue. When they say there's no guardrail, not only is there no guardrail, there's absolutely no shoulder. I mean, the white line is painted on the edge of the road, and the edge of the road is the edge of the cliff. I mean, there's no wiggle room there whatsoever. So it's not a gradual drop off. It's not a slope if you run off. It is straight down. So no wiggle room there, and you would have to kick out very, very wide to get your RV, or, you know, around some of those switchbacks. And beautiful drive, but definitely much more enjoyable without towing anything through there. And if you were in a big RV, it would be an adventure, that's for sure. And we ended up having our best moose encounter yet. So we saw moose last year in Grand Teton National Park, but it was way up on the hill, and we saw the same moose last year way out in a lake. So didn't really get a really good shot at one to really get any pictures or good video of it. But this one was right off the side of the road. It had a small moose with it, so it was a mama moose and a baby moose, and they were just eating away on this bush. And man, they were not worried about anything. They just hung out there. They strolled across, walked across in front of us, across the road, and then just eased on up the hill. I mean, they were very, very casual, weren't spooked off by us at all, and it was an awesome experience. It was really cool to have our daughter there with us so that she could experience that with us.
Elk everywhere.
Elk everywhere.
Yeah, they
and
get the point.
it definitely just solidified in our mind that we are absolutely going to make a trip back there during the fall. Probably not this fall, but the next time we visit Estes Park, we'll be in the fall during the elk rut, because it would be awesome to see these things in action. And these guys were huge. They were very, very large elk.
Everything wrong with them more.
Yeah, I mean, and they were in that snow, you know, and snow was coming down. We were headed out because the weather was just getting bad.
Yeah.
And saw those giant elk right at the end there before we headed on back out of the park. Just a awesome experience for wildlife, seeing wildlife while we were there. Our daughter was actually able to come out and visit with us while we were staying there, so she got to experience some of that with us. Down into New Mexico, we went to Roswell.
Yep.
Went to Roswell. How was Roswell?
Pretty hokey.
I mean, I hate to call places hokey, but you know, Roswell was they get their money's worth out of the whole alien theme thing. So it's kind of funny. They do a good job with it. I mean, they are all in on the alien theme in Roswell. So
I mean, they even had the aliens on the disc golf baskets.
Yep.
yeah, we played disc golf and had the little alien heads. I mean, you know, if that's your thing, you know, if that's your area, you got to go with it. And a lot of people, we went to the UFO museum. Remember that?
Yep.
That was pretty hokey.
Yeah.
That was, yeah. So, but you know, it's all in fun, and it's an experience, and it's definitely, I mean, you got to go. You can't be in Roswell and not go to the Alien Museum. Come on. But so our channel was building some momentum at that time. I actually did a video of how we ran our entire fifth wheel off of our inverter. I decided to do that in New Mexico, where the wind was blowing like 15 miles an hour that day, and I didn't have anything good, you know, any kind of a windsock on the camera. The audio on that video is the worst that we've ever had. It may be one of the worst audio videos on YouTube at all, out of anybody's videos. But we can have all of our outlets will work, you know, everything that normally would work inside the fifth wheel, we can run it off of our inverter, and there's a real simple way you can hook it up, and it'll work really, really good. This cord you see here, I've got it plugged into the inverter. This is a 50-foot 12 gauge heavy duty extension cord. It's a 20 amp extension cord. So we plug it into the inverter, we run it down, we run it out the bottom. There's a hole in the bottom of the stock battery box for ventilation. So run the cord out there, and then we take it around to the back. So all you need is a 50 amp to 15 amp adapter to go right into your fifth wheel. I've got the cord plugged in. I've got it taped up so there's no chance of it pulling loose or coming loose. So I wanted to stay nice and tight, so I taped it up. But that's all you gotta do. I mean, by doing this, we're able, like I said, to run everything inside the fifth wheel except for our high load, real high load appliances. But that video is actually like number 2 or 3 on our most watched list. So that just goes to show you, everything doesn't have to be perfect. If you have a channel and you think that every video has to be, you know, everything has to be just perfect and just right, or if you record it and you're like, the audio was terrible and people can't hear me, or, you know, why is that weird look on my face? Don't worry about it. You know, I mean, people are looking for information. So if you're giving them the information, even if the audio is not great, or even if the video is not exactly the way you wanted it to turn out, you got to post it. You know, just go with it. You know, it doesn't have to be a major production every single time you make a video. So that's really some of the major highlights of our channel, kind of where it started and how it got to where it's at now. A lot of our subscribers and a lot of our views have come from our DIY repair videos, the videos I've done fixing the truck and some different things on that. So those are definitely videos that help our channel with views and watch time. But the videos we really enjoy doing are the destination videos and showing you guys different campgrounds that we've been to. We spent a lot of time in North Carolina. North Carolina is where we're at now. Dylan has his braces on, so we're getting those taken care of. We love being in North Carolina, this whole area. It really has started to feel like home for us, and we do enjoy it here. So we're going to spend some time here. We're still going to get out. We're still going to take some trips. There's always something to fix. I mean, we've had our fifth wheel since 2019, so there is more than enough to fix and show you guys different things that we're going to be repairing on this. Our truck's got 160,000 miles on it now, so no doubt there's going to be repairs that have to be done on that. So the content is never ending when you're living in a fifth wheel, that's for sure. So that's going to do it. That's kind of a look at where our channel started, the highlights, and kind of how we got to where we're at this point. We hope you guys have enjoyed watching all of our videos, and we thank everyone that's tuned in. We really do appreciate it, and as always, we appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you guys down the road.